everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you, Dan.
Lovely
Good
to see everyone
Thank
here.
you, Dan.
Everyone at home. Everyone having such a great time.
Give a good wave, you know. Hello to everybody at home, everyone in Perth and otherwise, England, America.
It is always a pleasure to come to
Iceland.
you from the For a Laugh studio here in Perth. No! And we have a great show for you guys coming up. Don't you worry.
It is a great show, yeah.
So
I'm
Conor,
keen as fuck for this show.
Conor has some interesting news for us. So that's something that we're looking forward to hearing. He's also brought us in something very interesting to try to taste. We've got a beer of the week, as always. We've got a couple movie reviews coming up. We're going to be looking at The Eternals, which I was not a very big fan of. And Edgar Wright's new film, Last Night in Soho. Conor watched that.
We both watched Eternals. I saw Last Night in Soho. You're going to be seeing it soon, I
Yes,
assume.
that's right. I'm hoping to see it in the cinemas before they yank it out from under me.
It was literally on discount the day it came out at the cinema, so not a good sign.
Not very fortunate, but
we'll talk about those, of course.
yes, that's right. Connor's got a little bit of a video to show us.
Yes.
And we're going to discuss Doc 2, but you know, maybe we'll talk about it in the episode if you're lucky. But I think first we should just jump right into it.
Jumping straight into it, baby.
You want to tell us about your announcement? Conor has something special to announce and let us know. What's the special news?
Okay. So, I got some good news. We have spoken about doing shows for this channel that you're on right now. Show for you, a show for me. Dan's gone. That's all right. That's okay. Dan's gone, but that's all right. Dan wanted to do a show. He hasn't filmed it yet, but he wants to do it soon, which is going to be his political show. I've said in the past that I wanted to do my own show, which is pretty much going to be, I'd say about 50% of the time, just me. And then the other 50% would be someone else, a guest, a friend, whatever. And I haven't done it yet. I had kind of pushed it back because the main reason I pushed it back is because I had issues in my room filming. I was like, I don't know if I want to film in my room because I filmed so much.
Yeah,
in there.
I get that.
I filmed so much of that. It was just too much. So it's just like, I was kind of over it. Anyway, my dad spoke to me today about, we've got a very big garage at our house. It can fit like 3 cars, but there's only 1 car that actually goes in there. So he said to me today that we're looking at, in the next couple of weeks, completely like taking a lot of shit out of the garage and, or garage. Where you're from. Yeah. So I shoot my shots. I went and shot my shot.
You shot. Yeah,
I shot my
You
shot.
shot your shot.
I shot my shot. I was like, look, I know this is probably not what you want, but because a lot of the garage takes up like timber that we have for work and a lot of shit from there. But I was like, look, is there any chance I could turn just a section of the garage? And I don't know if you've seen my garage briefly. You've been there a few times.
Yeah, I've been in it
a few times.
Yeah, a couple
There's
of
a piano
times.
in there.
Yes, an
That
out of
needs to
tune
go.
piano.
I don't think the piano will be there for much longer. But it's quite a mess at the moment. But I was like, could I maybe take like a 4x4, like 4 meters by 4 meters space, put a little bit of carpet down. You can buy like little pads of carpet, put them down, have a little bit of a wall behind me so I can plug and screw some posters, one of our show.
That's awesome.
And one of 50%. I can get a desk there, a chair, and I can have my own space to film that other show with Conor Hannum, which is what I want to do for this channel. The other show, no pun intended, for this channel.
Wow. So are you going to film the 50% show there as well?
No. So that's... Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Like, when if I'm going to call through Zoom? If I call through Zoom...
Well, I guess, yeah, you would be...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If I call through Zoom, I would assume I'd be down there in the garage. The reception there is really shit, which means I have to get, like... I need to figure out, like...
Oh, I guess, because, does Aiden do the audio stuff when you guys film at his house? Is that what it would be, or...?
At the moment, we're filming in person. We didn't for the first 2 episodes, but for episodes 3 onwards...
Hey, COVID-free, baby. So get to it,
Yeah, it just looks really shit when we film through Zoom, and because Aiden records through his computer with his video, it picks up on his mic because my mic is separate to my phone. Obviously, the two don't mix, so it comes through my AirPods, the sound.
Gotcha.
And it sounds fucking awful. So I want to improve on that and get an actual webcam from my laptop and then obviously just have my mic, so it's going to sound good. So even if I have to film remotely for 50%, .2 podcast, it will sound better and it will look better. But that's going to be my main set for this new show, which I want to treat very much like this show and 50%, where there will be a show weekly. So every week there will be a show.
Gotcha.
And it'll be in my own space. So it's just really good. I don't need that much, but I've got a lot of stuff I can use from my room I can take down there. But yeah, all I need to do really is get like a router like extensioner, which pretty much just like extends your reach, because it's really bad connection there, because it's like under the house, so it's like really hard for the connection to get there. You get like 1 bar, if that, down there.
Are you going to be zooming in guests a lot, or?
Well, I intend to, everyone I can get in person, I will.
Yeah.
So we would
but
just
you
go
might
there.
be talking to some people who...
But I would probably sometimes talk to people through Zoom, maybe 50% of the time. A lot of the time, it'd probably just be me in there doing the show. But I would love to, I want to treat the show just, really casually and just be like, what do we want to do this week? And if it does consist of maybe just you and me just having a chat that's a bit more chilled than this show, in the sense where we're not, necessarily following, a formula of, topics.
Mm-hmm.
What if we just sat down and had a chat and just went from there and had a few beers,
You talking about some sort of weekend madness of some kind? Is that...
That's our show. Well, maybe. That's a show idea I had that maybe you and I could do as a little side thing. But
we got a lot of things brewing over here at the
well, you got your
For a Laugh
shows,
Factory.
your show as well.
I know my show's
soon,
brewing.
So same thing.
I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can actually show you a little sneak peek.
This is the first time for me.
I didn't mean to put it on the spot, but
No, it's fine. Wait, you got like an intro or something you're gonna show us?
sort
or?
of. So all right, I'll
This is how I went.
yeah,
I love it.
I'll tease something. It's hold on. You tell them a little more about your show. Let me
Well,
just
yeah.
pull it
I
up.
mean, so I want to start it in January. I want to start in the first week of January, and I want to actually see if I can actually just full on produce a show by myself and host it by myself all year. And again, obviously there will be guests here and there, but I do want to just see if I can actually do a show all year and post every single week, and it'll all be on me. So yeah, I think it'd be great. The little space down there is gonna look awesome. I'm thankful that my dad let me do it, but yeah, the actual set might not look good to begin with. It might look kind of standard, but over the weeks it'll get better and better. But I'm excited about it. I think it'll be really cool.
So what's the timeline looking? Are you going to start your show when the space is available, or what?
Just like I said, I'm gonna start the first week of January of 2023.
Okay, so you got but that's what's interesting is that's only a
2022.
month away.
I know, that's the weird thing. So I'm like, I'll start next year, which is literally just over a month away. So again, what I was just saying then, I don't know if it will look as good to start with, but hopefully I'll have that space, because we're going to do the renovations in the garage next week. So I was like, fuck it, I'll shoot my shot and say, can I set up a bit of a studio there? And luckily they said
it's a
yes,
great
so who
idea.
knows?
And I mean, having a show that you champion and that you're in charge of, and you make
Edit
sure
even,
exactly
yeah.
edit, do the thumbnails, all
Yeah.
that stuff. I think that would be good for you to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it just makes what we do and what you do.
Yeah,
the
it'll
other
be
show
going
even
on
better,
this channel just like yours. But the thing is, though, I'm so jealous of you got your own space here to do filming, and Aiden's got a lovely space as well. And for me, my room's just always been my space to create, and I feel like I've really filmed in there so much that I've lost interest in filming in there. So to have my own space down in the garage, I'm sure you can relate to this. I know you were really excited to get this space. To have a room dedicated to filming.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
I just need that,
No, 100%. This is a little bit of a tease of the first episode.
I'd love to see it.
This is also going to show you what the graphics are going to look like.
Yep.
So basically, as you guys, there'll be a few political topics in here, so I'm not saying we need to discuss any of them.
Okay.
This is just a tease of what it'll look like. So I'll show you. So it'll come up.
Wow, this looks awesome.
I know, it looks pretty cool. So it'll have it there, and I'll be talking about it, and it'll come up, probably show while I'm talking about the topic, and then come down for most of the the topic. I want to try and also incorporate like images and videos to part of the show. I know there's a lot of technical stuff going on.
What's a UBI?
A universal basic income.
You know what I'm talking about?
Is a
Okay.
well, it's basically free money.
Do some fucking work, you bastard.
I didn't know that.
pretty much.
I gotta
That's
be
good.
the sound guy.
It's good. It's true. No, I mean UBI stands for Universal Basic Income. It's basically welfare.
Okay.
It's basically benefits. It's basically saying
Like
that
Centrelink in Australia.
it would be okay. So my idea is, think of it as like unemployment for all. Do you know what I mean? Like think of it if you get unemployment benefits, even if you're employed. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so there's a big noise outside. Is everything okay?
I think she's just cooking her dinner.
Oh, okay. I didn't know your girlfriend Kath was home, so I was like, holy shit. Okay, go on, sorry.
No, so think of it as like unemployment benefits, but everyone gets them as long as they're over 18.
$900
Regardless
reduced.
yeah, actually my suggestion is 800 a week. So that's
Can
close.
you just push it to...
$900
I know that would be
reduced.
that would
so
probably
you
be
can,
a better
Are
way.
you going to have sound bites in your...
Yeah, I am. That is my
Okay.
plan. So
If I want to do sounds, I'm going to have to edit them in post, which is... Because I won't have any of this.
oh,
so.
interesting. Well,
you
maybe
know.
you could do similar to what I have on my laptop. You
Oh,
know?
Aiden does something similar to that.
Yeah,
That'd
so
be a bit lame though if I'm talking, I'm kind of just like trying to like,
Haha, bitch, I'm laughing because you big mad.
like
yeah,
trying to-
it's
trying to push the
it's a different
trying to push the buttons whilst I'm trying to record. But
it's a different way of paying attention. You got to be a bit more slick with it. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think what'll be cool about you having it is you'll be able to figure that out.
well, yeah, I think it's gonna be a very different show to what's on here, which is what I want it to be. And yeah, excited.
Fuck you, bastard.
Thank you, Dan. I'm excited for it. I am excited for it. I think it's gonna be really good.
Thank you, Dan.
I wasn't excited to do it because I felt like I just didn't want to record in my room like I normally do, and I was like, it's gonna look so shit. And I was like, fuck it, like I need to do something. I need to find somewhere, and there was nowhere in the house, and I didn't think once the garage would be a good place to do stuff until Dad today said we're gonna clear space, and there's no space there right now, but there can be. So it's like, fuck it, why not? And it'd be a great space to film.
I love to hear it.
So-
I'm looking forward to it. Do you have any? Are you like pre-booking in guests or?
Not yet, but I will. You'll come on heaps. But the thing is, though, like I can see myself one weekend being like, "Hey, I haven't really got a show planned for this week. Do you literally just want to come down to the garage and chat shit for like?"
Sure,
an
I
hour
would
and have
jump in
bits?
for that. I'd have no problem.
And
yeah.
it wouldn't be as like it wouldn't be as topical as this. We could literally just sit down and be like, "Yeah, it was an alright
Well,
week."
like I mentioned the other week, I would be happy to have
Thank
you
you,
on my
Dan.
show for an interview.
Yeah, I'd love to come.
It would be different to this show, but that's kind of the fun,
Oh, we should mention. We are gonna be on the 5th of December. Going on the Last Set podcast. These are guys we had on last year. Before we rebooted.
Let's do this.
We're going to be going on the Last Set podcast. So
Yes, we've had them on this show before,
Yes.
but our previous iteration of the show, which you can still find if you look.
you can
hard
still
enough.
find it. You can find
But
them. Yeah.
we're gonna go on their show. I don't know if they're gonna come on here again or exactly what the
I
plan
don't know
is.
because it's not. I think because if they ever want to like interview people in person, I think their set is too small, so they have to rent somewhere.
I see. So that's why they're
That's where
doing.
we're going.
Gotcha.
That'd be interesting. Walking to a place.
Yeah,
where,
so
like, you
they're gonna be renting
rent
a space
studio, yeah.
to shoot, which is quite interesting.
Guess we're quite
Obviously,
special.
what we have here sort of works for us, but it's a very specialized space in terms of like it only works for specifically what I need it to do. So.
Well, this will be the first time for me.
This is the first time for me.
I've never gone on another podcast. You have. You've
Wow,
you've
finally
gone on
guessed it.
So Aiden fucking hates it when I say that because Aiden's a cunt. He's like, oh, what's the big deal? You haven't gone on a podcast. Says the man who's been on another podcast.
You want to be a
has
guest,
got me.
not a host.
Yeah. I mean, come on. What have I got to beg? Like,
I get it.
how many have I
so-
done? I've
you know,
literally done like
being
200 podcasts, probably more.
being a host
my
is nice,
lifetime.
but sometimes you want to be questioned.
Jesus, are you okay?
Sorry.
Even like, what makes me laugh so much? Even our friend,
Hit him with the high.
Richie from the Mines,
Uh-oh.
okay, who with peace and love only comes on the podcast because he loves us. He doesn't give a shit about being on a podcast. Even he has been on 2. He's been on 50%,
Yeah, true.
and he's been on this. He doesn't care less about being on a podcast. Me, who listens to podcasts every day, hasn't been on another one.
Yeah, you haven't scratched your guest itch, apparently.
What do you mean by that?
No, I'm just saying you really want to be a guest. I get that, you know.
I just think that like after like interviewing people and having so many people on this
Yeah,
show
but that's
and
what
the
I'm
other
saying. You
show,
want to
it's
be like
like,
interviewed.
it's like why not? Like why? I don't know. Yeah, you know, it's what it is. But it'll be fun. Anyway, that should be coming out maybe the 6th of December, 7th of December. I don't know. It depends how quickly those guys edit.
I doubt that.
We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know how quickly they edit. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their schedule
or
is.
if it will film like this, which is easy to put up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just don't
What are you
don't
gonna
say
do?
anything bad on the show.
Me?
Well, both of us. I don't know. Like.
Are they going to ask us about sport? Because if they ask us about sport, I don't know if we'll have much to
That's
offer.
the thing, because they're very they interview a load of like. I can say to them, I've only just now started working out.
Because I guess
dying.
we got them to
A
have.
month ago, they're gonna be like, what the whole of this year? Nah, a month ago, 3 weeks ago.
We got them on for a bit, so they're gonna get us on for like protein shakes or something.
They didn't have the beer. That was we drank. I don't. They
Oh,
didn't
and they
drink.
didn't. Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, they're not
Wow.
really drinkers. So yeah,
Yeah, now I remember.
I'm gonna come.
I just don't get. I just don't get. I just don't get the. If like they're gonna ask us about if they're gonna ask us about fitness or if they're gonna ask about questions about us. I don't know. It was quite
yeah,
random. They
no
just
clue.
messaged us and we're just like, "Yo, do you want to come on?"
It's
And
a
I was
collab.
like-
It's like,
I was like,
you
"Fuck
know.
it, why not?" But I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna film afterwards a thing with us. Like it was just but it should be fun either way. And we're going on together. It's not like we're just going on just you.
Stick with me, you might get some.
Totally, it's right.
That's me to you right now.
It's not, you know, it's not like it's just you going on or just me. It's both of us. So I assume they're going to talk to us about.
It's like, well,
Our podcast,
because
so-
I guess we're going on as the For a Laugh podcast, you know, as a group, like, you know. So
And then I assume they'll ask.
It'll
me
be
about
like a
50%.
promotional play,
Well, I
I
know
guess.
Jack watches Doctor Who, so he'll probably ask about the 50% Doctor Who podcast. But I don't know
well,
what they're
boy,
gonna
do
ask.
I have some thoughts on that show.
It's like for once we don't have to prepare questions. So
All right, well, you want to tell me what you brought?
yeah. So
Because I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out what
if
it
you're
was.
hungry for nothing,
Oh dear.
look the other way, please.
Okay, I will.
All right, so I've been
Gonna.
because we keep doing beer of the week. We got to flip the camera to me.
Oh, I was looking for my. There we go.
Okay. Because we keep
I'm
doing
having
beer
a
of the
fun.
week. Because we keep doing beer of the week, I was like, I really want to try to also sometimes incorporate like things that we can eat on the show. I'm
Makes
not,
sense to me.
I'm not really a savory guy. I'm more of a sweet guy.
Okay, interesting.
And I thought a cool way to start would be trying to eat like foreign sweets, like from America or from fucking Japan or some shit, or England.
Oh god.
But I've tried most English ones, and I've tried most American ones, but I've never tried these, which are, you can turn around now, Dan.
Oh boy.
We've
what am
got
I
candy
looking at?
corn.
Wow.
Yay.
Candy corn.
Candy corn. You must have heard of this.
I have, but that's American, right?
Yeah, this is American.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
All the way from the US of A.
So what is it?
I
Because
don't
I've
know,
heard
really.
of it, but
It's like, I don't know. It's like marshmallow.
is it candy?
corn.
Is it corn?
It says made with real honey, so it must be honey.
Wait, honey? What's the honey?
Dan, you're asking the wrong man. I've
okay,
never.
alright.
The point is, I've never actually tried these ever,
What?
and I don't know the texture. So I thought maybe we could try them together. Found these in the shops today. I was like, got to get these for the podcast. I thought from here and there, I could bring in maybe some sweets from like different countries, and we could
Okay,
try.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll whip up a graphic and.
Well, these are also very notoriously sweets that you would have in October, November, December, because they're like the
It's like the winter sweets.
yeah they
For America,
they
fall.
hit
It's fall.
the fall. They really do hit hard in Halloween, and then they're really big on Thanksgiving, and then Christmas.
That's right.
They kind of there, but they're so
I see.
there's Zachary's candy corn since 1950. They've been around a long time.
The 50s.
Yeah, the 50s. All right.
Jeez.
So
I don't want to know that history.
I've never, I've never tried these. You never tried these?
No, I've never
Okay.
tried candy corn.
All right. Well,
I haven't even been to America.
smell test. Okay, they smell a bit. They smell like toffee almost, like a kind of toffee. Yeah, do you smell toffee?
Okay, let me have a.
The whiff test. Toffee.
That kind of smells to me. Yeah, toffee makes toffee sounds about right, but I'm also getting a vibe of like sugar, like
Licorice.
yeah, but kind of like powdery sugar.
Okay.
What am I? You know the stuff they use on cakes and that sort of thing.
Icing.
Yeah, but icing sugar, like is that
Icing sugar?
Am I thinking right there?
Maybe.
Okay, let me
Well, yeah. Don't try them yet.
show it to the camera because what is it?
Oh yeah. So what? I don't know.
Okay,
what
so wait. What's the texture like? Because this is.
They're hard. Like they're.
Huh.
It's like kind of like.
Do you think you could
licorice.
chew on it or?
I don't.
Wow,
think,
that is. Hold on, that's a lot harder than
I don't know. The Americans are gonna be like,
thought.
you're fucking
Okay, wait.
idiots.
Yeah, I know. They'll be like,
It's
what are you
hard.
doing?
Like literally,
So it's like
I'm
this.
pushing down on
Okay.
it. I'm pushing down on it, and it's just bending a little
Yeah,
bit.
it won't. It's not very flexible. It doesn't. Oh, that just snapped. So
That snapped?
It's snappable.
All right, do you want to try one?
Okay,
Right.
I say we do it.
Bottoms
Cheers.
up. What the hell?
Oh, okay. Whoa.
What the hell? That's such a different texture to what I expected.
Wait, what? That is
different
not what I
texture.
thought it would taste like. Okay.
It's all like melts in your mouth the minute you put it in.
It almost has like the texture of chocolate. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if I had a blindfold on and you gave me that, I would think it was some sort of chocolate.
It's a lot more like a toffee than I thought.
Yeah, it's almost like a toffee. Yeah, it does feel.
You're eating
it
like a
does-
sweet toffee.
Mm,
Wow.
like a soft toffee.
So it's mellow cream. Yeah.
So what are the colors? What do they mean? Is the yellow the
I
honey?
don't know. Honey. Cream.
There's the white.
What's the white? Yeah, I don't know.
No, the white is cream. But what's
Cream's
the red?
white. I don't know.
Well, what's that? Red or orange? I don't know.
The corn.
The candy?
They're kind of like. I can see myself like.
I do like these. They're not bad.
It's like you don't necessarily enjoy it, but you can't stop eating them.
Can I say what's odd? And this is especially odd for something American. Is I feel like they should be bigger. You know?
I'm sure an American can buy a big fucking.
Yeah, jumbo
Massive.
corn.
Yeah. They're not bad actually.
Ooh.
I promised my parents I'd
this
take
is
them back for them to try them because I didn't want to open it until the podcast because it just looks better when you got the package unopened. But I promised I'd take them back to try some with them because they're like, we don't know what that would taste like. And I was expecting like a lot of a different taste than that.
Yeah.
But they're nice. They're like toffees.
I thought it would be more like a lolly. That's what I was expecting, just from the packaging. But
I know, like, especially from like the picture here, because like when you actually look at them and feel them, it feels a lot harder. Not like jellies where like they would feel like
that's the thing. I thought
you
it was like,
squeezing the packet almost like goes in on itself. That's like you squeeze it and it's like hard.
damn. Yeah, I thought it was
Wow.
like gummies. You know?
I thought it was gummy.
Yeah.
When I first saw them, I see like all these Americans talking about them around this time of year, and we had to try them. So I've got a ton of maybe each week I can try and also bring in like a candy or something, or like every 2 weeks I can try.
I
and
love
bring in,
that.
like,
Jammy Dodgers, you know, whatever.
Jammy Dodgers.
Whatever else you might find.
There's heaps of American shit I saw today, so we're gonna get like a good stock of them, and every week I can bring them in. But they're nice actually. That's a lot nicer than I thought. Definitely more of like a toffee.
That was
taste,
yeah,
you
and I'm
know?
definitely getting a sweet aftertaste.
You know what I'm
as
talking
well,
about?
Which is nice, but
It's that Thanksgiving vibe. They're big around Thanksgiving.
I could definitely see that giving me a tummy ache after eating too many as well, though.
Yeah. Well, what's Thanksgiving and Halloween and Christmas all about?
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Eating so much that you feel like you're gonna die. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's great.
You having a good time?
Well, I'm always sorry. I didn't think about you making a graphic, but
No, if you want to make that if it's a fan favorite, if we want to keep doing it, I'll get a graphic.
I think it's cool. What makes me laugh though is people watching in America are gonna be like, "You're fucking crazy." Like,
You haven't had candy corn?
you have never had candy corn.
What?
I'm just sorry. Like, it's
Yeah, I
literally-
mean, what am I supposed to do? It's
this shit used to be so
that's
hard to find,
odd
now you
because,
can find
and
it quite
especially you and I,
easily.
we've lived in England and Australia. So what I always find it interesting when there's something American that never made it across either, to the UK or to Australia. It just stayed American, Candy corn obviously didn't really catch on globally.
Yeah, I found this in the Spud Shed today, which had like English section, a South African section,
Oh, yeah.
American section, all that kind of thing. And it's like, I thought maybe we could each week try something from a different place that we haven't tried before.
Bud Light.
A Bud Light, maybe.
Well, that would be a beer of the week segment.
I think you can. I'm like, you stick to the beers. Yeah, I think you can find Bud Light somewhere.
Maybe we'll do Bud Light on 4th of July. That's
my anniversary. We can still do it.
Oh wow! So what? You never available to do
That's if Kim doesn't leave
4th
me
of July
before then.
shows.
So that's our anniversary. Well, hopefully. I can do a 4th of July show happily.
We'll air it on 4th of July. How about
It
that?
can air on 4th of July. Yeah.
Compromise.
I think there is some places you can find Bud Light. So we'll try and.
If
do
you
that,
search
but-
far and wide, you may find.
No matter what you say or what you do, they still love me!
That's candy corn talking.
I see. Yep.
Yeah.
The candy corn.
I do like him a lot, actually.
Yeah, I gotta say,
Nicer than I thought.
you know when you see like candy at a party or whatever, like wrap, that's the candy I would take. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You know how there's some you would leave and some
Even
you,
in COVID times, would you stick your hand in a bowl of candy corns?
Well, I was talking about, when they have like the mini wrapped ones.
Yes.
Yeah,
There are candy corns in America.
I don't know. If I had
Would
to
you
go,
stick
if I had to
your
go
hand-
raw,
would you grab a good handful of candy corns and stick it in your after all these kids with their sticky hands have gone in and
yeah, that's a no for me, Chief. Can't
even
do
with
it.
the double vax,
Yeah, bro. I
even with your how do you say AstraZeneca?
AstraZeneca, yeah, my fucking bad boy
I'm
vaccine.
like Pfizer, and you're like AstraZeneca.
It's AstraZeneca.
It's Pfizer.
AstraZeneca.
Pfizer.
Yeah, look, I like candy. I don't like it that much. Let
Do
me
you like
just say
corn?
that. Yeah, I like corn.
What's corny about it? I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, is that's what's odd though. It says there's got like a yellow on the bottom, but I swear they didn't have yellow. Did they have yellow?
At the top, yeah.
They did have yellow. Okay.
Yeah. So is corn shaped like that?
So was that? So maybe that's
Tube
supposed to be
almost?
corn then instead of honey.
maybe corn's just built differently in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
I think they got freakish corn over
Like
there.
in America, like,
maize.
all
You
their
know they
eggs
call
are,
it
like,
maize.
white. Maize.
Maize. That's what they call the corn.
Really?
I think so.
You know, like in America, their eggs are fucking like white as a sheet.
Oh yeah.
What is that about?
Because their chickens are fucked, dog.
Do you reckon? Dog.
I don't know. I was just
Do you reckon?
throw it in the slang. Yeah. Well, probably. It's probably all the fucking hormones they pump them with. You know.
Jesus, it's just fuck the different. Our eggs are like the color of this table. Like
Yeah, I know.
they
That's
got,
the
like,
thing.
this
Whenever
kinda,
I buy a
like,
thing of eggs,
brownish
yeah.
kinda.
I think it's like how
Not easy.
if your piss is really brown, it's like unhealthy.
Jesus Christ.
I think there's something like
just
that.
so I just like can
with
take a sip of my
eggs
beer.
and hens. No, but you know what I mean. Like if their eggs are really white,
Yeah.
maybe they need to
I don't know. Like I think they're
get
just
more
kind of used to
protein in their
it.
diet. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of eggs because I've been eating healthy the last like 4 weeks, and it's just a good thing to have. And
Yeah, I've been hitting
I
the
love
eggs as well.
eggs.
Yeah,
fried
I
eggs, scrambled,
yeah.
boiled,
Yeah, my therapist told me to
eat eggs.
eat egg. Well, no, she was like, protein is very good for mental health. So I was like, okay, sweet.
You went and bought some protein shakes and all that shit.
I did not do that. I just like eggs. What can I say?
Yeah, I've been enjoying them a lot. They are really good. Like a good old fried egg on some like noodles or something like that is really good.
What the hell do you have to lose, right?
Exactly. Before we got beer of the week next.
Yes, we do.
Can you give me like 0.5 seconds to go pee?
You need to go to the toilet? Well, folks, I'm going to casually and carefully finish this pint of Carlton Dry beer. We're about to go into the Beer of the Week segment, which is our weekly segment that you all know and love, where we try out different craft beers that happen to, be out at this very moment. Usually WA-based, WA brewers. We like to represent what's going on here in our lovely home state. I have to finish this before I can start because the beer is down here and we usually put it in the pint, so it's going to be a little bit hard for me to drink without having finished my current pint. But you know what? This week is going to be very interesting. One thing that I'm trying to figure out in the upcoming weeks is like what kind of beer would be the best Christmas themed beer. So if anyone has any thoughts or suggestions, I'm all ears on that. I'm sure we'll find something pretty fun. We're planning a bit of a fun Christmas special, so look forward to that really when you can, folks.
I think a good Christmas drink would be like a bit of a ginger beer, kind of like a gingerbready, kind of like, you know what I mean? But
I get that.
What's
I get that vibe.
That Joe beer we had, that was fucking great. The
Ginger Joe?
Ginger
that
Joe,
was good.
That's Christmas vibes to a T. Like
Okay.
that's a Christmas vibe to a T. But we have got a big Christmas show planned, so that'll be good.
Until then, let's do this week's Beer of the Week. Oh, hold on. Technical difficulties.
It happens,
One moment, my friends.
Yeah, we're gonna do maybe. I haven't discussed with you yet, but maybe it'd be good to do something like a bit of a Christmas month kind of thing. But that's a bit difficult considering it's like literally next week, so when December starts. So
yeah, I mean, I think we can do at least one.
Yeah, a bit of a Christmas vibe the whole month though as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe we can do something like that. I don't know, but it happens. But
yeah, I mean, we'll get like
a few candy
eggnog
corns.
probably.
Yeah, some eggnog and whiskey goes down good. I'm gonna try and hit some eggnog this weekend actually with some whiskey. That goes good.
This weekend? Are you allowed to start before December? I mean, does the government allow it this early in the year?
What fairly sweet?
I mean, we have a designated time of year when we're allowed.
Well, why
to
the
have
fuck the
this
shop's
stuff.
selling it then? You gotta.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
I remember last year I don't know why I did this. I bought you can buy like bourbon flavored stuff. It's not got any bourbon in it, like Christmas.
Yeah,
Like
it's
Christmas
like
puddings
a
and all that.
mocktail almost.
What's the point of that? Shit,
Yeah.
it's like alcohol-free beer.
Yeah, whenever I see
So-
mocktail on the menu, I'm like, you're mocking me.
You're
This
mocking
is
me,
just-
dude. Get the hell out of there. And I remember I mixed the fake bourbon eggnog with whiskey. And it's like fake whiskey mixed with whiskey. It just tastes like double whiskey with only half the alcohol in it. And it's just so
It tastes
nice.
strong, but you don't even get the benefit of getting drunk.
I remember last year when I was single, I had a date in December and I just had like 3 pints of eggnog and whiskey before I went. Like, it was just
Wow.
like, you gotta go on like the
That's
festive.
that, yeah, that's-
It's not just like, I used to drink quite a lot before I went on dates when I was single because I was scared as hell. But this time, because it was Christmas, I just drank like pints of eggnog and whiskey to, get through the lovely dates I had to go through before I met my lovely and current girlfriend, Kimberly, who should come on the show in 2022.
I believe and I hope she will. That's
She's
my-
so camera shy though, I doubt it.
You think so? You think we couldn't get her,
I don't know,
Ease her
because
up.
like she's so camera shy.
lick her up
She's
a bit,
like- Excuse you.
I'm just saying that's what they do.
You said lick her up a little bit.
No,
Fucking hell.
I meant like the
Jesus
way that
Christ.
TV shows do for guests just to make them a better interviewer. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, did you say lick her up?
yeah, lick her.
Sorry, I thought you said lick her up.
No,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
no,
that's
no,
so
no.
weird. Sorry.
Liquor,
Sorry.
liquor, as in
Yeah, no, yeah.
liqueur.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I know, but they're
sorry,
not-
I see the misunderstanding.
Sorry, I thought you said lick her
I
up. I was like,
apologize.
that's a bit odd.
No,
I'll
no,
keep
no.
going because it's a show, but I'll run with it, I was going to say. But no, I get what you mean, but then she'll probably have what I have, which is when I like film shows and I've had a bit too much and I'm like, fuck, did I say something? So maybe she'll have that. But are you ready with that?
Yes, I am. We are ready.
Okay.
Sorry, folks.
No,
Sorry
it's
about
fine.
that
All good with me.
brief technical difficulty, but it is time for Beer of the Week. Very excited for this week. It's a beer called Gwei.
Wow. This is awesome.
1.8 standard drinks. And here we have it in person.
That's such a great soundbite.
There you are.
Not soundbite, sorry.
The intro, yeah.
intro,
We
yeah. This is awesome.
love it.
What the fuck?
We got this. It's like a rainbow sherbet sour
This looks awesome.
beer is what it
looks
calls
awesome.
itself. I know.
What the
I was
fuck?
kind of drawn to it at the bottle, and I just couldn't. I couldn't escape it. I was like, this is just so interesting.
That looks
I
awesome.
need to see what this tastes like. You know.
Wow, 6%. This is gonna be awesome.
So as we saw in the intro there,
Hong Kong. Wow.
it's got 1.8 standard drinks, even though it is only 375 mils. And
Jesus Christ.
I'm very curious myself to see what the taste is like, because a sherbet sour beer sounds very
Oh, that's what it is then.
interesting to me.
Oh, it smells sour.
Yeah, it's got a very oh.
Oh.
I'm okay. I'm alive. There you go. Got a lot of head. Good for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of not my best poured pint ever, but yeah, it's definitely not my best poured pint. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more frothy than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely not my best poured pint.
Same here, brother.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? You know.
Do some fucking work, you bastard.
Cheers to some
try it.
pouring.
My God, that's delightful.
Woo!
Wow.
You know
That
what I'm
is
talking
sour.
about?
I gotta say,
That's good. Hey.
it's
Yeah, they're always bad on the indigestion.
So it says rainbow sherbet sour. So I'm definitely getting the rainbow sherbet. I gotta say, because I feel like.
Damn, that's good.
Did you ever have sherbet? Are you ever big? Did you
Oh
ever-
yeah, definitely.
That's like a big. I don't know if that's as big here, but that was a big candy in the UK.
Oh yeah, like dip dabs and stuff. And
Yeah.
you had the one with a little bit of licorice stick.
And they're like
that
the
kinda
long ones,
tube.
you'd like break
yeah.
it open and just.
Yeah. Oh my God. And they
yeah.
always just get stuck like a bit way through, and you'd be like
Yeah, I
little
know.
sticky, you're like saliva and stuff. Oh, classic.
Good old days.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah. No. Totally. Lovely though. This is such a lovely.
This is like
drink.
that beerified. You know. You know what I mean? Like.
Now you're all grown up. having
Yes.
a beer.
Yes. It's the adult version of that.
This is the scary thing about these drinks, and we say it every week. This does not taste like alcoholic at all, and it's nearly
that-
2 standard drinks.
That is something consistent with these craft beers, is because they're crafty. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
I
They just-
drank
they
beer
don't-
with my friends.
They don't make themselves clear as to how alcoholic they are when
Some
you drink them.
do, and they're so podiant
Yes. Yeah.
that you can tell. Something like that, you just can't.
I drank beer with my
You
friends.
just can't. Like honestly, you just can't.
Yeah,
That
something
is
like
just
this.
Ridiculous. What's it called again?
Because this
Billy-
kind of has
Billy-O?
you could almost tell me this is like some sort of sparkling wine
Yeah.
or like champagne knockoff, and I'd be like, okay. It's got a very interesting taste. And one thing that I like, I will say to its credit, it's not as strong. You know, I don't mind the sour taste, but sourness puts me off after it passes a certain point.
Okay.
Thank you,
And I
Dan.
feel like this actually keeps things at a level that I can tolerate. Do you know what I mean? Which I
Yeah.
like. I got to respect.
Yeah.
Dan is a great guy.
Well, yeah. We actually, on like a 30-second side note, they're doing these like slushies literally just down the road from us at our local burger joint, where they're like sour slushies. We want to try like the Warheads, because I love sour stuff. We should
Oh
try
yeah,
that.
Hungry Jack's has a promotion at
for
the
the
moment.
sour slushies. We want
it's
to try
the
those.
Bursties or whatever
Like
it is.
the bursty sours. I love sour stuff, so I'm keen for that, and I love this. Like this is just like this is something I love. I love sour.
Really? I didn't know
love
that
sour
about
stuff.
you.
Oh, yeah.
See, this is an interesting story. When I went to the UK in 2016, we all went to
Oh,
a
yeah,
sweet
yeah.
shop
Okay.
in the UK, and one of the sweets there was like the gimmick was like it's super super sour, and we all tried it, and I remember just it was one of the
It's not a warhead.
worst experiences of my whole life.
It's not a warhead. 'Cause
It wasn't a warhead. I'd had warheads before.
Yeah, they're like only really super sour for maybe like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Like,
and then,
you're like,
but the thing
"Mm,
is,
it
once you get
goes."
through the sour, a warhead's actually nice. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually sweet
yeah,
and tasty.
yeah.
This eventually was, but there was such a thick layer of sour, and it was so incredibly sour. Dude, I was
Dude.
like sweating. I was like,
Well,
I get so worried whenever I taste sour.
I'm gonna come.
I almost have like PTSD back to that. I'm starting to sweat now just thinking about it. I'm like,
I've been thinking of trying to, like I said, with the whole candy corn thing. I've been wanting to also like maybe order in some really spicy shit, some like really sour stuff.
yeah,
we did the gummies a couple weeks ago.
I thought you
Those
were gonna
gummy
get
burgers.
something out sour.
I
Sorry,
can-
not sour, spicy.
I can do all sorts. Maybe if
'Cause
you
I've had,
how about you bring in beer and I'll bring in food. Like
I think it's a great
It can be
it's
something sour. It can be something sweet. It can be from a different country.
you could even like it doesn't even necessarily have to be sweet. You know,
It can be sweet or savory. Yeah, just
I
like
love
beer
it.
of the week.
I love it.
We did one of my favorite podcasts we did before we rebooted the show was the Hot Ones
Yeah, that was good fun.
special.
That
we
was
did.
that was a
really
vibe.
cool. That was really good. I don't know if we can do that in like a different.
I'd love to
way,
do a
but-
2.0 of that. Yeah.
Yeah, do like that in a different way. But yeah, I got some really cool ideas that involve that kind of stuff. But
Cool. I mean, the more
I
we
love
can
this
do
stuff.
specials and like, different episodes like that, the better. I gotta say.
that's really nice. That is really nice, and it's from Hong Kong. That's awesome. Hong Kong
So
beer
is
is
that
so
right?
nice.
So I didn't actually see that. Okay, so you're saying it was
It's distributed in Hong Kong
Hong
by
Kong
Singapore.
brewer? Is that what you're saying?
Distributed in Hong Kong, and it says
Wow.
internationally by Singapore. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's really good.
I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Guelo or Guilo or Guilo. I'm not sure.
I had this like Hong Kong beer that I was drinking a bit this year, and it was so nice. It was just quite expensive, but it was so nice. Like it was
says-
really great.
Nostalgically redefining.
What's that fucking beer that we drank in the COVID lockdown?
Cass.
Oh, that is just that lockdown was so depressing. But I remember
That
just
beer
like,
is pure depression.
I remember just having nights here with you and Mitch where Mitch from the Mines where we would just like get absolutely wasted, and
Yeah.
that beer is what we just sank because like we were all like. We were just like had nowhere to go, so we would just like come here.
Yeah,
and
it was
we would just,
all
like,
you could
drink
do.
Beers.
Yeah.
We would like have a fire in your
yeah.
pit.
Yeah, man. That was a
That's-
whole vibe.
that was pure nostalgia. Like
That was
that
early
takes me back.
pandemic days.
when you sip and for like just a second, you try anything that takes you back. Just for a second, you taste it, you sip it, or you eat it, and just for a 1 minute second, you're back exactly where you were.
Yeah,
That's
taste
how I
does
feel
that,
when I
yeah.
try a good old Cass. A Cass beer.
Really?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
that's a powerful effect on you.
You know what? I need to get beers for this weekend. Do they still sell Cass at our lovely friends at Thirsty Camel who
yes,
we get these
I
beers from?
believe they do. Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna get a slab of Cass. It
I
takes me
love to
back.
hear that. That
It's
is
great beer. It's great.
Are
beer.
we gonna have that while we try to watch some Spider-Man movies?
Yeah, we're gonna try and watch the Raimi trilogy this weekend, all of them, but Dan has to go by 4, so yeah.
What are you
Dan-
gonna do?
Dan has to go. He did say he was free, but it's all right.
Well, should we give our final
Dan is
thoughts
a
on,
great
on the
guy.
beer? And
Yeah, I
Move
love
on.
it.
So-
I think it's great.
yeah, I mean, I think it's really good. It's kind of funny because I wouldn't really know what to call this. Like, is it an IPA? Is it a lager? It's not a lager, but it's like
It's a
I
guest
don't
beer.
know. It's a guest beer. That's the best way I can.
That's what they say at our local whenever they have something like extravagant like this. It tastes really nice. Like it's just a guest beer.
I'd say it's good. Yeah, this would be one of the beers that, if it was a guest beer, I would probably hit it at least once an outing. You know what I mean? Every now and then I hit up something like a Blue Moon or like a ginger beer. Just
I
to,
can't. I went through a stage in my life where I was like in 2019 where I was like really depressed and I just drank Blue Moon all the time. And
Oh,
I
boy.
just can't. I
Belgium
can't.
shit, baby.
I still can't drink a Blue Moon. It generally makes me even the smell. I used to love them.
Yeah, really?
I used to love them.
Wow.
I used to pay like good money for like a 6-pack, and now I can't because you couldn't buy
I
them
see.
in. You couldn't
So
buy
you-
them in 24 packs. We used to buy them
Yeah.
like a 6-pack.
Because I've never had
Oh.
a Blue Moon non-tap.
Okay, they're like $22, $25 per 6-pack. And they come in this
Ooh, yeah,
beautiful.
that's a bit
They come in
steep.
beautiful packaging, and like the box you carry them is beautiful. But I remember just like drinking them like all the time, and just
Like it was
feeling-
nobody's business.
just feeling like the reason why I drank them And the reason why I got started on them was because when Jack's films went on Cold Ones and they were filming in America,
he had the blue moon.
he was like,
yeah.
you know, I like a good blue moon. And they sent Scott, who
They are
films
good.
them,
I mean-
to go to the local bottle shop and get some blue moon and bring it back. Hey, maybe I'll try a blue moon this week and see if the depression's left my lips.
See if you've moved on from
I just remember drinking that shit too much and just
Yeah.
when you drank a drink
Yeah.
too much and it just has like.
I think that's what I
depressing
did with
memory.
Cass as well.
And that's me this weekend, just like
Yeah,
cracking
yeah.
open a cold one, like
The smell comes past and I'm like,
yeah, you're like no,
no.
get rid of it, get rid of it. Oh god, I yeah. Although lockdown was bad, those memories will last forever.
That they certainly will last for a very long time.
Yeah.
Haha, bitch, I'm laughing because you big mad.
Well, speaking of being big mad, would you like to tell us about the video that you brought for us today?
Woke up on Sunday. All right, went on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I follow quite a few Doctor Who YouTubers, and they're like, just seen the cringiest video ever. And everyone was talking about it, but no one really knew in the comments like what source they were talking about, like what they'd seen.
Yeah, it was sort of just a vague.
I think people assumed
Yeah.
they'd seen it. And I didn't see it until I believe the next day or Monday. But it was very obvious once I saw the video. I was like, this is exactly what people were talking about. Everyone was like, this is the cringiest video I've ever seen. So obviously, John Barrowman, Doctor Who, Captain Jack, Torchwood, had allegations last year. He got his willy out on set. It was tomfoolery. It was just really inappropriate. But people on the set were, a few of them were uncomfortable. A few of them were like,
Well,
hey, it's what it is, you know.
For the record, the allegations were he admitted to doing
Yes,
it. So
yes.
it wasn't like a false allegations. It
Yes,
was,
he was like, it was just like,
so but it was
tomfoolery.
yeah. He and some of his coworkers basically said that it was look, obviously when you get your penis out, it is somewhat sexual, but it wasn't intentionally
There were no
sexual
dick socks
in nature.
on set that day.
Yeah, apparently not. Yeah.
I think people do dick socks.
Yeah, obviously not him.
So like you can see their bum still, but it's like cupped up.
I think that's what you should do.
Yeah, so he didn't do that.
Clearly,
Yeah.
he didn't quite want to.
The way he
or-
spoke about it was like, you know, like they were filming sex scenes and stuff, and which can always be a bit weird on set when obviously they're not having sex. So I think the way he tried to make everyone kind of like get a bit into the scene and calm down was like kind of get his willy out and do a bit of a.
It sounds like it was an
little show.
attempt at maybe diffusing tension and an attempt at making people comfortable, but I think that it sounds like there was maybe maybe he wasn't taking into account what everyone needs on set for them to feel comfortable.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it's not John Barrowman's flaccid penis.
Correct. That is true. That is true.
So he took those allegations, he apologized for them, but it was kind of like an apology for his teeth. He was tweeting a lot last year about this in Doctor Who and saying like, you know, some weird tweets. He also, I think his name's Gareth David Lloyd from Torchwood, who plays Yanto, also like defended him, and he was like retweeting it.
Yes,
heaps
he
and
was the
talking about
coworker
it.
who said that it was
Yeah.
pretty harmless in nature.
Yeah,
and they had a lot of
because
scenes
he's in
together.
most of the sex scenes. So he was like, you know, it's tomfoolery, and like, you know, John Barrowman kept retweeting him, being like, see, like, anyway, he just handled it really bad, and I thought those days were behind us, but this surfaced on Sunday, which is the video we got here of John Barrowman at a con, one of those
a
conventions
convention
that
of some
people
sort.
go to,
Yeah.
and you can get signatures and
Okay.
photos. But anyway, this is the video, so enjoy.
Um.
Enjoy at your own risk, should I say?
All right. Let's
Because
put
the cringe is it's coming.
Where should we go? Up here in the corner?
That's fine, yeah.
Cool.
Nobody showed up. No matter what you say or what you do, they still love me!
Wow.
Have you seen that?
Whoo.
Had you watched it?
No, I hadn't seen
I sent it in
that.
the group chat like yesterday, and
I didn't watch the full thing.
the
I
group chat
I
with
saw the
myself, Aiden, and Dan.
I saw the clip of him laughing, like the.
So that's why I got here.
Yes,
Soundbite.
yeah,
And
that
I've
one.
also I've also got this one.
No matter what you say or what you do, they still love me.
Wow, that's
such
a real
way of
one.
handling it. That's such a shit way of handling it. I've lost all respect.
That's a real sound. Can you hit me with that again?
This one?
Yeah.
No matter what you say or what you do, they still love me.
Wow, that's a real one. That's that's a bold ass statement.
So I also lost respect for him that he upset people on set, which is never okay. But I was like, look, you know what? Everyone's kind of moving on from it. It was shitty, but maybe we can let him be. But then he kept making shitty tweets about it. He said sorry,
Yeah.
but he was kind of just like, it was through his teeth. Then he had that whole M. Night Shyamalan thing. Did you hear about that? Where he went to go see Old, which is a film I saw this year with Kim.
Oh,
and
I did see that. That
it was
was
fine.
odd,
It
yeah.
wasn't great, but he
No,
like,
I didn't see the movie, but I saw what you were talking about.
apparently he like walked out of the theater, demanded a refund, and not only that, tweeted it and tagged M. Night Shyamalan. He's verified on Twitter, so that goes straight.
And
to
he's
the
an
top.
actor in the industry. I mean,
And it's just like, look, man, it was not that bad. I agree it wasn't great, but there's no need to do that. You haven't exactly been in great things yourself. Tortured Miracle Day, which you will see soon.
it's up next. Well, not up next, but
And it's like, why are you doing this? What good does this do?
yeah. To me, it's a shame that he obviously sees the people who are talking about the issue as like trying to take him down.
I know,
because
exactly. Yeah,
I think talking about it is just acknowledging that not only have times changed, but also that maybe it shouldn't have even been okay back then to do it, because
yeah.
there probably were people on set who did feel uncomfortable and most likely didn't know how to verbalize that and how to express their feeling of uncomfortableness. And the fact that he doesn't seem to have reckoned with the fact that it wasn't just that he did it in front of the wrong people. It's that he shouldn't have assumed that he could do that in the first place, you know? And it's like, I think he probably has this view of like, oh, if only someone on set hadn't complained about me doing it, or if only the people on Twitter hadn't kicked up a fuss about the fact that I did it. It's like, maybe you should ask whether or not you should have done it in the
Haha,
first place.
bitch, I'm laughing because you big mad.
It's true.
You know, me and Dylan had a conversation about this like months ago, and it's just like, we spoke about like working and the fact that just because you're on a film set, I feel like people are like, oh, you can get away with it because you were doing like a sex scene and obviously you were naked. And that's just so not
And
true.
let's be
Why-
honest, actors,
when the fuck can we get out?
actors get away
It's
with
how
shit on...
work.
Well, but the thing
so
is,
stupid. Like,
actors get away with things in the industry and on sets
Yeah.
that other
Yeah.
crew members and other members of the film industry that aren't in front of the camera, they just don't... would never in a million years be able to do the same thing, you know?
it just really sucks because like, this is a guy who's like one of my favorite characters from Doctor Who. Like, I loved Captain Jack growing up. I loved him. Like, I really did. Like, it was.
Well, I just finished
it's just
watching
hard. Like,
Children of Earth, and it's a
Yeah.
great series, and he's great in it. He's a good actor.
Yes.
I know, it's tough. It's just tough. It's just hard to see him do stuff
To
like
me,
this. You know.
it's disappointing that he can't recognize
I know.
that he was in the wrong. I mean, look, I get where he was coming from. I understand his intentions. But I think even understanding that, you still should be able to say that he was stupidly unaware of the way that it would be perceived on a set, on a workplace. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just fucking, expose yourself to all the camera people and the sound people, and then there has to be people who have to look through that footage and everything, and it's like, dude, you're making the workplace shittier for so many people, and you should be a bit more conscious of that. And if he was willing to admit that that's who he was at the time, or that was a mistake he made at the time, and that it was shitty of him, and and he was willing to apologize properly in a way that sounded like he was remorseful, then we have a different story. But when he's saying stuff like this, it's kind of just obvious that he doesn't really...
It's weird because like
he hasn't reckoned with what he did.
he's publicly outed Doctor Who for being shit. Yeah, like I guarantee you, 9% of those fans there. I mean, most of them were in Doctor Who stuff. Like, there's two couples wearing a couple
Yeah,
wearing a
yeah,
Doctor Who
literally,
onesie.
right.
Like,
Right there, you've got
here's the thing, and no disrespect to this couple, I'm sure they're lovely people. I wouldn't want to go and see John Barrowman purely on the fact that he said something against my favorite show and also upset people on a spin-off of my favorite show. You know, like I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, he actually came to Perth. Like, I was actually going to go and see him. It's funny because I was in Tyler's posting comments literally yesterday, and people were saying like, oh, I really regret going and seeing him at concert stuff. That's fine. But you know, actually, a fun fact.
wow.
When I was in Gold Coast with Mitchell in, I believe, 2018, the UK I'm a Celebrity film gets filmed in Gold Coast in the rainforest, about an hour away from where I was staying on Surface Paradise. The Australian version gets filmed in the Australian one, they go to South Africa.
That's
So,
right. Yeah, that's so
funny 'cause
weird. It's
they
so
can't
odd.
send the Australian
just a
people
couple of hours that
Australia.
way.
In England, they get sent to Gold Coast, just about an hour away from Surface Paradise, and we get sent to South Africa. But anyway, this is when John Barrowman was on I'm a Celebrity before any of this stuff, and he, I think, became second or third. But
Well, after the alleged stuff happened, but before it was public.
yeah, so obviously he had done it, but it was before people came out and said I had a problem with it. I believe he was like the third or second last person to win. So he didn't win. I think he lost by like 2 people or 1 person. But anyway, because he posts a lot about like his personal life, I knew what his parents and his partner looked like, his partner Scott. I randomly one day went to a shopping centre in Gold Coast with Mitchell, and his husband and parents walked past me.
So that was
I
when you
just
were
went-
with Mitch. I didn't realize you were there with Mitch.
I was with
That's
Mitch,
so funny.
yeah. I just went, hey, because there was a hashtag called hashtag keep John,
So
John in the
technically,
jungle.
Mitch also has met John Barrowman's parents.
Yeah, and his partner, who he's still with now. To be fair, Scott seems like a really nice guy. I'm not going to try and drag him into this shit. But there was a hashtag keep John in the jungle because
You know, I
you
gotta
stay
say-
in by votes. You stay in by votes. So when I walked past, I was like, hey, keep John in the jungle. And they're like, yay. And then they walked past me. I was just like,
I probably do feel bad for a lot of people who fall in love with like musicians or actors or politicians or whatever. Because like, if you're in love with someone in the public eye, it's gonna be messy. Like they have a messy life, and that's just
dude, I know.
difficult to deal with. So for someone like what's his name, Scott? I mean,
Scott,
he
He seems like a really nice guy. And you know what? I think John's handling it terribly, but I don't think he's a bad person. I just think he's a fucking boomer who doesn't know how to deal with his shit. You're just acting like an irresponsible child, but he is a nice guy who just made a lot of fucking public, stupid, shitty mistakes.
And it sounds to me like he has, if he were to properly engage with the conversation that people were trying to have, he has the capacity to understand what the issue is and how to move forward and how to actually be uncancelled. Like, this is what frustrates me is they act like, oh, you're trying to cancel me, so, you know, I'm going to be so edgy
And
and all
they
this stuff.
still love me. How dare you think that you could get them not to come and see me?
But it's like,
Fucking-
it's actually not that hard to get uncancelled. You just have to do a little bit of fucking work. You know, you have to actually show that you've changed and that you've thought about what you've done and that, you know, you understand what was wrong about it.
It just sucks because like Doctor Who is such like an LGBT show plus show. It's just, and that's awesome. It's so good that people can watch it. And he is an openly bisexual character, which helped a lot of people growing up. And it just sucks that he's so
As far as I'm
open
aware,
about that, aware of that, but doesn't get where he messed. It's just upsetting.
yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, as far as I'm aware, he was the first gay kiss in the Doctor Who
yes,
universe. So,
season 1 final, Final Ways.
yes, no, but I mean, I guess that was him and the Doctor. But I was going to say in Torchwood with Yanto,
Yeah.
they're in a relationship.
Well, all that stuff
And
is
they have
just
an
great,
on-screen
you know.
kiss and
Like,
stuff, you know,
it
and
was
like-
just so.
and I was
for the
watching
time
it,
as
and
well.
I felt the same way.
For
I
the
thought
time,
it was
so not a thing that happened, and it was just like great that was the thing. You're
to
right,
see that
though.
on TV and done well. I mean,
It's
you
funny
know,
though because you say that about people falling in love with actors and stuff, but also it's like fans falling in love with people like that. Like
yeah, that's
those
also
people
a dangerous
who
game.
were there, by the way, that you can't tell them otherwise. Like they're in the comments of his tweet saying,
Oh,
we'll always be
really?
there for you. There's people like
Oh
that.
no.
We spoke this the other day, like, especially like Marvel simps. I've seen the cringest posts from like people who are like actors in Marvel. I'm like, can't you people realize that like these are just people who are
Dude,
probably
like-
as shitty as you? Like, it's so weird.
Look, the thing is, I totally get being a fan of someone's art and being a fan of someone's output, but like,
Yeah, I'm literally wearing
Putting-
a band shirt right now.
Yeah, but, like-
you gotta love that kind of thing. Like,
I feel
don't-
like
don't
putting
act
someone
like
on a
they're-
pedestal.
Don't act like they're the god that's so much better than you and that they don't have any flaws. Like,
No,
get out
I
of
mean,
there,
the thing is, if you act like the person that you like they are, if you act like they're
Do not
perfect,
come.
you're gonna be disappointed every time because artists and people are fallible and they're human.
Do you
know?
believe in
And-
don't meet your heroes? Do you think that's a good saying?
No, I actually think meeting them is fine. I would say don't try to meet your heroes.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? Because I
Okay.
feel like if
You
you're
mean at like a Comic-Con or something, or?
yeah, like if you meet one of your heroes at a fucking bar or whatever, and you accidentally get into
Oh,
conversation,
Christ, no.
that's great. Like that's fantastic. You know,
Who would you say is your biggest hero?
me, Logan Paul.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. You bullshit me. Who's one of your biggest heroes? Like, I don't know. Would you be so scared to meet your hero in case they don't meet your expectations? Because I know a lot of our heroes are like art inspirations. You're like, hang on a minute, they're not exactly as what I thought they'd
I don't
be.
know, but I feel like I've because of so much of the stuff that's happened in the last few years, there's no one really that I think of that I'm not aware of the fact that they are human and that they probably are just as fucked up as the rest of us. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's people I'd like to meet. Like, it'd be cool to meet Pete Davidson and fucking
Pete
talk to
Davidson?
him. Like,
That's hilarious.
I'm not saying he's my fucking hero or anything, but I'm just saying
Pete
he
Davidson's
seems like a
Dan's
cool
hero
guy.
confirmed.
Fuck you. It would be cool to meet someone like Peter Capaldi, like that would be lit, but I'm not gonna
I remember
hype that up and I'm not gonna expect anything.
in that same
more,
phase of drinking too much Blue Moon, when I was really depressed, I was like obsessed with the Hilltop Hoods. I still love them. I think they're great. But again, same with Blue Moon. Every time I listen to Hilltop Hoods, I'm reminded of that horrible depression state I was in. But I love them for the fact that they got me out of it. But I remember when they came to Perth, me and Mitchell were obsessed. I mean, obsessed with being in the front row, in the absolute center, so we can get the best experience and the most chance of them coming down to see us and like rap with us.
I remember when you did this, yeah.
And it happened. And I remember thinking it was weird to see the person that you've been listening to for the majority of a year and worshipping actually come down and rap with you and actually seeing them in person. Not speaking
He's
to
a
them
true
necessarily.
goat.
Yeah, they are the goats. They are the Australian goats. They say like the biggest, probably the biggest Australian act. One of the biggest.
Oh yeah,
Biggest Australian rapper.
definitely someone you want to
easily.
see. Like,
That was really something. But I think that was very short and very sweet because we didn't get to speak. I knew that I knew all their lyrics, that they would be impressed enough to come down to us, and so did Mitchell,
yeah,
which I think is what they look for.
the
And,
rapping together. It's pretty cool.
But end of the day, they're just people, just like John Barrowman is, just like Pete Davidson is.
No, yeah, I
People
mean,
look at them though as these gods, and it's like, hey, they just got a really good job and they get paid a lot of money.
and they happen to hit at something with their art that relates to you, and that's great, and that's a lovely thing that you've had the experience with their art and their music or whatever it is. But I just think for anyone to expect that meeting someone in person is going to be any more fulfilling than all the music and all the art that you've already consumed, it's like it's just not. Like meeting someone in person is not special relatively,
I get you.
I mean, it's cool. Like, it's
No,
cool.
I get you, yeah.
But I guess I'm just saying, if you hype it up, you're going to be disappointed because at the end of the
No,
day,
totally.
it's just going to end up being a story of like, yeah,
But
I saw him, he was nice, and that's
know-
it.
But
you
I
know?
think another side of it is that, and I thought about like meeting people I really love, like musicians and filmmakers and stuff. Like for example, I always bring up I say this all the time. Like if I ever met like Chris Martin from Coldplay, I told you, like, I said this to you, like, I'd always feel like I had to bring up like an obscure song, like Strawberry Swing,
try to
that
impress
not a
him
lot of
with.
people know, to just prove to him that I am a really big fan. And I feel like all that shit I would say would just make me come off as a fucking crazy nut.
Yeah.
He probably walks away and goes,
he would be like,
that guy's really weird and obsessed with my band. Like, you know what I mean? Why do I have to bring up a song that's like really obscure? You know?
Yes, I think that's also to me. I feel like I wouldn't do that, but I would ask questions that probably would get too specific, and they'd be like, "Why the fuck are you asking me this?"
Or he'd walk by and go, that was, yeah, he's a bit weird.
I would ask like
some
Sean
fans just
Evans
take it too
style
far.
questions of like really specific shit, and they'd be like, "Wow, did you know that?"
So you sang Strawberry Swing in 2008 live in Amsterdam. Why do you feel like that was necessary that night?
Exactly. I mean, it would be a fascinating experience to ask those questions.
I don't remember that, but hey, I'm glad you do.
That's the other thing.
That's all the time. They don't remember shit.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
You do, and they're like,
A lot of the time, things mean a lot more to you than
I
they mean
guess,
to them. You know.
yeah, I guess that happened.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you like that. It's like, I don't know. Either way.
As
Don't
much
be
as you know
heroes.
them for their art, their
Oh.
life is made up of a whole lot more than just their art. You know, so
Dude,
they're not gonna.
100%.
It's not gonna mean as much to them as it means to you. That's just the truth.
You're right. I listened to like Steve-O's podcast and Post Malone came on. And it was just like Code was just kind of like starting to go down a little bit. And he's like, I'm going to do a bit of a few shows soon. He's like, I need to learn my song lyrics again. And people listen to his music every day. You'd expect them to ask him about a certain lyric, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's from Candy Paint." Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's
Psycho?
like trying to.
No.
Daniel, I can really
like,
only think of one way to
he
answer this.
Doesn't even know he does know his lyrics, but he needs to relearn them. Like, these are people who like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Of
And
course,
bless him.
of
Does
course.
he have to? No. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
No, the thing is, for him, it was a project that he did and then
yeah,
moved on with his
moved on.
career.
But people hear it every fucking day.
And you're allowed
Every
to
fucking
you're allowed
day.
to love
Like,
it for years and decades.
literally.
That's fine. But it doesn't mean it has to mean as much to him as it means to
yeah,
you.
people relive it every day, but he doesn't. Like, he's just
No,
doing
of course
his own
not.
thing.
He's
Like,
moving. He's trying to make new shit so he doesn't get irrelevant. You know.
literally. Yeah. Either way, good convo.
Well, I have a story to tell you guys. This happened to me a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, let's go.
This is going to be another iteration of For Our Fables. Lord may he find you. So this was an experience that I had a couple of weeks ago now. I meant to tell it like as it happened, but I kind of we did a few shows.
Yeah,
and
you've been meaning to tell a story for a few
yeah,
weeks.
it got a little bit
Yeah.
sidetracked because I just was busy with other stuff. But
Yeah.
basically, a couple of weeks ago, I was out and about with someone I was working with for my job, which is to look after people with disabilities. And we were at the beach, or we were sort of on the sidewalk near the beach. We were just kind of walking up the coast and having a nice view, and we were just going to hang out and, you know, just to see the community and all that. So I was walking past the beach, and we were walking past the car park, and this guy was sitting in his car, basically with his boot open, just him sitting in his car. I didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't listening to music or anything. He was just sitting there. And as I walked past the guy, he like jumps out of his car. And keep in mind, I'm pushing someone in a wheelchair, right? He jumps out of his car and he's like, "Hey, can I stop you for a second? I just have a few questions to ask you."
I'm not crazy.
American, hey?
Oh yeah. Oh
Wow,
yeah.
Okay.
So he was an American guy. He was a black American guy.
Wow.
And he
okay.
was like, "Do you believe in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?"
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, not really, but you know, I mean, do you? And he was like, "Yeah, well, you know, I see you guys here, and you know, you're pushing him. It's so great. I would just love to pray for you. Is that okay? Can I do a prayer for you?"
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And I was like, "Okay, sure."
How old
That's-
this man?
So he was probably mid to late 30s.
Okay, so a bit older than us.
He had a wife and a kid.
In the car?
No.
Oh, he's
No.
sorry. He had
Not with him. Not
he
with
told
him.
you he did. Okay.
He told. This was later. I'll get to that. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay.
so he was like, so before he told us about that, he was like, can I say a prayer for you? And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And he was like, I'd like to pray to the one true God, the only God that we believe in, the one true God who looks over us. And I'd like to pray for him to you that you might find the kingdom of Jesus and go forward and find what you're looking for and have a wonderful day and look after this man in a fantastic way. And he just went on and on. Like, what the fuck? It was bizarre.
Interesting.
What was really odd to me is he kept really specifically talking about the one true God.
Yeah, that's
and like,
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
And another one.
And he even mentioned
Don't
he
think there
was.
is.
He even mentioned
There
he was
isn't.
like, and other gods are like fakes, and they're just the devil in disguise, trying to trick people.
Interesting.
And he was like, and not believing is the devil's will in disguise.
So us
and,
then.
Yeah, literally. And I was like, I obviously had already kind of told him I didn't really care about religion. So I was like, are you just dissing me like to my face? Yeah.
I hope Dan is going to be okay.
Wow.
It was a very odd experience. Then he was talking. He was like, I have a wife and I have a son. I think his son was called like Xavier. It was like a biblical name.
Okay.
I can't remember what his wife was called. Yeah, odd. And he was like, I have a son and a wife, and we just like to spread the good Lord's word and spread Jesus's word around and talk
Smoke
to
some
people.
darts.
Make sure that everybody knows what the
Okay.
the will of the one true God is. He was really
He was into it.
giving me the
Did he
the
say
sales
his
pitch.
job or something? Like, what's he doing? Just sitting in the
So
car?
okay, this was what I thought was odd, was that like once he was done, I was kind of just like, okay, well, have a good day.
See you soon. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he didn't actually ask me to do anything or to sign up for anything. It almost felt like he was literally just there to do it.
Interesting.
Like literally just there to pray for random people.
Well, some people just do that.
It was
We've had that
very
a few times,
bizarre.
haven't we? There was a guy who used to be out there just across the road.
And
used
he
to
would do
talk
that,
people.
just pray for people.
He would ask weird questions like,
Yeah.
have you had sex before marriage?
Well, and then he's like, but I can't pray for you if you've done that.
I was just like, yeah, I have. I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I have. And he was like, nah, sorry.
Yeah, move on.
Literally, he was just like, nah, can't.
It's like when
Commentate on that.
it's like the other day I went to someone stopped me who was doing like a blood donation thing,
Oh,
and they were like, and
no.
how old are you? And I was like,
Oh, no.
22, and he was like, oh yeah, you have to be 25. So
what disgusts me
jog
about
on, mate.
it disgusts me about those places as well. They also ask you questions about like if you're like gay and stuff, because obviously like
Yeah,
And
I
that's so
actually I
fucking
found that out
disgusting. It's
recently.
like, don't come in if you're gay because you've got AIDS. It's like, get the fuck out of here. That's
Yeah,
so
so-
disgusting.
Yeah, I actually knew that they could not that they could deny you, but that they asked you if you were gay, which is so
It's
fucked
so-
up. That's so
yeah.
awful.
I
Like,
look, I get tests in the blood, but don't fucking ask shit. Just do get the blood and then do tests. Like, why the fuck you gotta be like?
well, I mean,
it's such a stereotype. Like,
do you
you're gay,
ask-
so you
but the
have
thing is,
AIDS. It's
like,
so fucked.
do you deny straight people
No, that's
because
it.
they might have AIDS? It's like, no, it's
That's
it's
such
the
an old
most
stereotype where
ridiculous-
only gay people can get AIDS. It's just fucking.
It's such a
stupid.
weird medical
Dude, it's horrible.
discriminatory thing. The other thing I found out about the other day, and thankfully this is outlawed in Western Australia, but there's a thing, and it's actually legal in a lot of states to use as a defense. So it's basically a legal defense for if you kill someone, and it's called the gay panic defense. I don't know if you ever heard about this.
No.
It's basically a legal defense. So
Oh god, I'm not gonna like this.
if we were out drinking, right, together, and you like were talking to me and you leant like this, and maybe you like,
all the time on the pub. Like,
yeah, I know, and maybe you like fell forward or
I
something.
love you, mate. You know.
And let's say my response was to like beat you up and kill you, basically. The gay panic defense is a legal defense that says, because you showed homosexual advances on me, it put me into such a blind rage that I
Where-
couldn't control myself to the point where I can kill you.
Is this legal?
Multiple American states, you can use that defense
Get the fuck
against
out
someone,
of here.
and literally you can get
You
off.
are literally pulling my plonk.
I'm not kidding. I'm not.
Get the hell out of here. Are you serious?
Yeah, no, that
Is absolutely disgusting.
it is insane.
But how many people are going to claim that in court in fights where they're like, oh, he fell on me, so...
Well, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. It's like if
That's such
you
a horrible
you
stereotype.
only, by the stand of it, you only have to prove that you had a reasonable suspicion that he was trying to hit on you, like
so
a man
bad.
trying to hit on a man. Anyway, I mean, I
So awful.
you know, in regards to what I was talking about with the God stuff, it's like when people get so preachy about all this religious stuff, I just kind of think, you know, so much of the stuff that you guys have like preached and tried to push has hurt so many people and put so many people in so much pain and made them feel ashamed of themselves and destroyed communities and destroyed families. And, you know, I don't know. I didn't mean for the bit to get serious.
It's so weird though, because it's like it's meant to be such a positive thing that they're doing, but it just hurts so many people.
I know. And
I think the way they handle it is the same thing that turned us away from religion, because we both went to the same school, which is very religious, and I started the school religious and had every intention in believing in God, but I felt the way they handled it was really bad. You know,
I think
same
there's
as
this.
you, I think we had the same kind of thing, but
I think, you know, part of the issue is that it eventually comes down to the thinking that certain kind of people deserve bad outcomes. You know what I mean? Those gay people, they just rejected God. You know what I mean?
It's like,
They didn't let God into their hearts to make them straight. You know what I mean? It's
backwards.
like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. And one thing I will say about the guy who was, he was like generally a nice guy.
Yeah.
But he didn't look at my client. He only looked at me.
Right.
So I was pushing someone in a wheelchair, and the whole time he was talking, he just stared at me. And I was kind of like, dude, you do realize you're interrupting this dude's time out in the community. Yeah, it's like, and he started the whole thing by saying like, I'm so happy with what you're doing. And I was just thinking like, well, if you're happy about the fact that I'm taking him out, you're stopping him from going and getting a good day out in the fucking community.
By the way, I'm totally for like, you know, like giving blood and stuff, and you know, they gotta test the blood just in case. But it's like,
of course,
why the fuck do we have to stereotype and ask people questions about their sexual life? Like, it's just it's so unnecessary. Like every single I suffer from UTIs ridiculous. Really badly.
Yeah.
And if it gets so bad, and it's happened a few times, I have to go to the doctor about it.
Hey man, your dick goes hard.
You know what UTI is?
Yeah, I do.
A urinary tract infection.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
it's like a bit. Why is it hard? What do you mean hard?
No, I'm not saying it gets hard. I'm saying
it stings when you piss.
You know, like you know how if I went out and I'm gonna go hard. You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Great, Dan. Yeah, but like every single time I go, they're like, "Have you had?" Pretty much they just say, "Have you had gay sex recently?"
I'm a
like,
monster!
that was Dan, not me.
No, I was saying that's what they're expecting you to say.
That was Dan, not me. I'm normally the sound lad. That was Dan. No, but they're implying that the reason why you got they're just implying the reason you got
exactly.
UTI.
That's what I'm saying.
It can happen when you have anal sex, because like just because of the fucking feces with your penis
juices
and stuff.
And all
if
that,
you don't use a condom, it can lead to UTI. But not my current doctor, because my current doctor's a lad. But the previous ones I've had, they asked me like, you know, I'm like, what fucking business has that got to do with you?
Yeah,
like,
it's such a
stupid way of looking at it. Like, why can't they just go, all right, we'll diagnose you with this?
And you know, the other thing too is like, it's such a nosy question. Does it matter if that's how you got it? Literally. It's like, why do they need to know?
Unless it's life-threatening, which it isn't.
No, but even if it was life-threatening...
Yo, why the hell have you got to ask about this?
Like,
kind of
do they need to know how you got it to know if it's life-threatening? It's like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
It's just fucking nosy. It's just rude.
You can just tell they definitely like disapprove if like you said, yeah, you know, I was having sex the other day.
You say, yeah, I'm
with a
banging
man
dudes all day.
without a condom.
I banged 3 guys today.
Awful. Man, I really do think our view's going to be different with this shit, and I fucking hope so, because I'm just so sick of all this homophobic, racist shit out there, which is completely unnecessary. I really do think a lot of it is just with peace and love got to do with like the old generation.
It's people growing up, and it's also people having experiences with, you know, we've met probably more gay people than and more black people and more anything than our parents ever did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like as the generations go on, you have more mingling, you have more integration, and you know, people see that all the old ways of thinking are just dumb bullshit ways of trying to put people in boxes.
It does happen though. I mean, I really remember like this year. That doesn't feel like this year at all. But remember on St. Patrick's Day in March this year, when like we went to the local Irish pub, and there was like this just like black guy, and he was just like having fun, and then like this Irish guy just felt the need to go up to him and say, "You." And this was as we were leaving.
Yeah, that was so.
Cool. And he had
cringe.
he had the why fuck's sake he had the need to go up to him and be like, "You can't celebrate this," because like he was like
you can't be Irish.
He had like
can
Irish
you?
gear on, like he
yeah.
had like the hat, and he was like partying and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, you can't really be having as much fun as us because you're not like us." And we stepped in, and we were just like, back off, like the guy's
like
having a good time.
He's just as Irish as you fucks, or even if he doesn't, it doesn't matter.
We're very shocked that the guy didn't hit us because it was very late in the night and he was very intoxicated. But I was expecting to clap off us, but he was like, "Yeah, whatever." But it's like, why the fuck do people have the need to come out there and be like that? You know, it's like, well, what I'm trying to say is we stand up for that shit, guys. As should like, you know.
The only thing you should fucking need to celebrate St. Paddy's Day is a beer in your hand. I mean, you shouldn't need to be a fucking white guy or a black guy or whatever. Like, it's just.
We met a lovely guy that night, and we said to him like, we're not. I mean, I've got a little bit of Irish in my blood, and I think you do too. Not really.
Not really.
I've
got Dutch.
I remember that night. I was like, I got a little bit in my blood, and you're like, I don't really.
Yeah.
And we're like, but we're just here to celebrate because we love the culture, we love drinking and stuff. And he was like, the fact that you're here right now. And he was like a lovely guy. Is that the fact you're here right now celebrating with all of us, even if you're not Irish, means so much.
Yeah.
But then he was so nice about it, and like later on, you get these people who are just like, "Why the fuck are you here?"
Yeah, well, and the problem is, the guy like that probably would have said that same thing to us.
Yeah.
But then still treated the black guy.
Yeah.
That way, as in the guy that we saw later. So
yeah,
that's the problem. A lot of it's old attitudes. It's shitty ways of thinking and treating people, and it's a shame. But yeah, anyway, so that's my story. I ran into a very interesting civilian the other day, and yeah, he had a lot to say. It was all a little bit. It was very self-indulgent. You know what I mean? He was definitely going on, and I was clearly not very interested. I get it. He wanted to give a spiel, and whatever, he can say it if he wants to, but it was a bit of a weird experience, and to stay polite, I'll leave it at that. All right, our next segment that I know Conor is very excited, and so am I, to discuss is going to be a very interesting review of Eternals.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come.
Ooh.
I'm gonna come.
Interesting, huh?
awful.
Yeah, just fucking.
Not the
just
intro
dog
that
shit.
you made, Dan.
No, it was.
We went
the movie
on Saturday. You, me, and good old Mitchie from the Mines.
Hit him with the high.
Yeah, baby.
The latest Marvel flick. You going to toilet? Yes. Yeah, latest Marvel flick. Last two movies I've watched from Marvel, which was Black Widow and Shang-Chi, I thought were dog shit. Shang-Chi wasn't the awfulest thing I've ever seen, but still didn't like it. Black Widow, we watched on holiday, didn't like it at all. This is definitely the worst of them all. Boring, long, trying to be Oscar bait, failed miserably. There was a few people that I really like acting-wise, but I can't remember their names, which is really bad. The deaf woman, she was in The Walking Dead. this season recently. I'll bring up their names because I feel bad for not saying their names. But they're really good. Some people are really good in it, but most of them, no, not really. I didn't like, what's the name? Sanga Hayek, what's the name? Selma Hayek. I thought she was really bad. I didn't think she was good at all. I didn't think that, what's her name? Angelina Jolie was good at all. They were like so wooden.
To me, Angelina Jolie just felt totally
useless.
I don't know if she was underused or if she was just given really poor dialogue.
Lauren Ridloff, she played the deaf character in the movie, and she's actually deaf.
Yeah, she was alright.
She's a fantastic actress. She's really good in Walking Dead, which is an awful show right now, but she was great in it. Brian Tyree Henry, who
I like him as an actor.
Him. He's great.
I like him as an actor, and you know what? I think he did a pretty good job in the movie, and I think he did the best with the script.
Yeah.
But still, I just don't. I think his character was probably one of the more relatable Eternals. But still, they were all just so inhuman. They were just not. Not to make a joke here, but they were just so.
That was a joke.
That was not a joke. But I mean it like
Eternals down. They're not human.
Oh yeah, whoops.
Who were your favorite characters though? Because they were mine too. I really loved
who
those
are your
two
two?
actors. Lauren Ridloff and Brian Tyree Henry. I really loved their work, and she was so good in Walking Dead. They did this episode in Walking Dead this year because she's actually deaf in real life, which I think is awesome to hire people like this. And they did an episode in Walking Dead where most of the episode was silent. That's how I knew her as an actress, because she was in The Walking Dead.
Wait. So she's actually deaf in real life?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
good.
Awesome.
She's a great actress.
Hey,
she's
that's really great.
sweet. And I love him as well. He was in Joker as well.
Yeah.
Very briefly, he was in Joker. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. He was the.
He was like the guy who with all the. He was like with all the paperwork. Yeah.
Yeah. Brian Tyree Henry, I think, is great.
He's such a great actor.
He's in Atlanta.
He's in Atlanta, isn't he?
Really
I need to watch that because
Atlanta.
season 3 and 4 are coming, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to get on that. I need to get on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that it's. Look. The issue to me really was the fact that the characters were so unrelatable. They were so, they lacked any amount of humanity and relatability. And, you know how, a lot of people say it's really hard to make Superman a good character because he's invincible. He doesn't have any flaws.
Yeah.
Every one of the characters is like that. And it's like, guys, you have to give the characters flaws for them to be even remotely relatable. Otherwise, they're just superhuman beings that we're watching doing all this stuff. And one thing that I really disliked about the movie is there were so many scenes where they were obviously trying to get across to the audience that something was serious. And the way they decided to do that was just by getting these A-list actors to do a lot of crying scenes. That was it. They weren't willing to actually show us the drama and the dynamics and why they would feel that way. It was just like, no, we're going to get them to do a scene where a tear rolls down their eye.
Haha, bitch, I'm laughing because you big mad.
Yeah, it was a really good cast on paper, I think. These are all good actors and actresses, but they were just such shit roles. It just fucking sucked.
By and large, I don't blame the cast because I think that they were all probably just taking a Marvel movie.
What did you think of, what's his fucking name?
Kumail Nanjiani. So, okay. This one, I actually quite liked his performance. I thought he did okay. But I felt really bad for the fact that he got totally shredded and didn't even show his body at all. The only time I saw his body was on Instagram.
And we say bye-bye.
And it's he obviously did all this work.
Well, it's not wrong about getting shredded
some
just
people
for your
say,
own good.
I know. And
I'm trying to get shredded for my own good.
You know what? If he's happy with the fact that he did it, then that's fantastic. But I just feel bad that he didn't get to show it off.
To be fair, I think the best character in the movie was this, and he was just hilarious. The guy who it was his director,
his driver or whatever. Yeah.
The filmmaker.
His assistant. Yeah.
He was hilarious.
He was funny. He was actually
hilarious.
Very good,
that was just such a funny little thing.
You know what was good about him is that he was mortal. He didn't have superhuman powers.
He was hilarious.
He was just an ordinary dude.
He was great. That was such a funny thing to add in the movie, and it was just such boring dialogue scenes. It's trying to be so deep. It's bro, if you don't have a script like Better Call Saul and you do fucking a slow dialogue type show.
yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
And you
need
can't
to-
back up the.
Yeah, polish your shit. It was such Oscar bait. Don't get out of here. Like, it was such Oscar bait, and it failed miserably.
To me, I just felt like I don't even think it was Oscar bait as much as it was just.
Why would they release it this time of year?
Look, I get the
With that
idea.
cast?
I get the idea that it was
Do some
Marvel-
fucking work, you bastard.
Marvel had a certain amount of scenes they had to get shot. They had a certain amount of beats they wanted to hit, and they had a certain amount of things they wanted to set up. And the whole movie felt boxed into that. And I felt like this whole celestial, they basically did secular God. Did you get that vibe?
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
know what I'm talking about?
we were watching the movie, and I was like, are they just doing the Bible again? I was like, what
It
are they
was so
doing?
fucking boring as well. Like,
Because
it's just
they
so
have this,
boring.
they have like mild spoilers for the movie. They have this, they basically explain that the whole universe is created by basically a big rock man in the center of the universe. And he's basically secular God. Like, it's just the dumbest thing. And I'm like, guys, you know, you don't have to do this storyline and you don't have to set it in the MCU. They could have just done something new.
I
They
respect.
could have just done something fun.
You gotta respect, though. I think that it was different and it wasn't the standard MCU movie, but I think they handled it awfully.
Look,
and it was
I
so boring.
I liked that they didn't work in other MCU properties. I liked that it was its own thing. I just wish that it was actually fucking interesting or good.
I don't know when Mitch went to the toilet, Mitchie from the mines, that is, when we went to the toilet, and it was just you and me, and I literally tapped you, and I like pretended to be asleep. That's my review of the movie.
Yeah.
It was so boring.
It was a snooze fest.
It was so boring.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It was really awfully paced because they
Oh,
started the
it was
film
so
off.
long.
They started the film
So
off with like a
unnecessarily
fight scene, and then they had a shit ton of dialogue scenes, and then there was a fight scene in the middle, and then there was like, I mean, there were a few more fight scenes throughout the movie, and then there was like a bunch more dialogue, and then there was like a last act fight, and then there was 20 more minutes of extra dialogue at the end of the movie. And listen, I love dialogue, but it was all just useless expositional bullshit. And there was like, excuse me.
Oh my god, Dan, really?
There was like a 20-second fucking scrolling text at
What
the
is this,
beginning of the
Conjuring
movie.
1 and 2?
Oh, it was
And
so
3?
dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like Gemma Chan? Gemma Chan? Is that her name?
Who?
Gemma Chan?
Oh, the main.
She.
I thought she was good. The
It's like,
main,
all I could think
the lead
about,
actress.
All I could think about was she used to date Jack Whitehall, and he was like,
Really?
he talked about them breaking up in the stand-up special that I watched live in Perth. Just
Wow.
literally weeks before COVID, maybe a week before COVID.
That's a claim to fame. You dated
So-
a Marvel star?
so-
Like, whew.
Hey, he's doing Cliff of the Big Red Dog. Get out
Yeah,
of here.
true. He's got his own career, you know.
He's doing his stuff.
So Gemma Chan was the main Eternal, like the
Yeah.
female lead. Yeah,
I hope
okay.
that's her name. I'm pretty sure it is.
No,
But
no. Yeah, I thought she was good. I think she's
All
a
I could
great
think
actor.
about was him talking about them breaking up in his set because he was making jokes about her.
I can't think of what it is, but I've
Wars
seen
of
her
Mars.
in other things.
Wars of Mars.
Waters of Mars. Are we thinking of the same person?
Yeah, Wars of Mars.
Okay.
She's in Wars of Mars.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
I swear she's in something else as well.
She's
That I
in
know from.
Wars of Mars. She's in Sherlock. She's in Blind Banker. She's in Wars of Mars.
Wait. She's in Sherlock as well?
Yeah, she's in Blind Banker. The episode
How am I
Blind
not
Banker.
remembering that she's in?
Yeah, she's in Wars of Mars. You're about to watch that soon. Your rewatch.
I know.
Does it say Doctor Who and Sherlock on the thing? Can you put your thing up? Because people can't see it. I'm just wondering for them.
It says.
Should I put the thing up for them?
Yeah. Let me.
Yeah, so I know you're hard. It's sometimes
I know,
hard to not
I
show
know, I know.
anything. Yeah.
Here we go. We got
Yeah, I think she's really good actually.
Gemma Chan. It says here
Used to date Jack Whitehall.
Doctor Who, Sherlock, Secret Diary of Colgar, Fresh Meat, Bedlam, True
Oh
Love.
yeah, she's in Fresh Meat. Fresh Meat's great. So
Interesting.
That's where her and Jack met because Jack Whitehall's on Fresh Meat. Fresh Meat's a great
So
TV
she's in
show.
Transformers. She's in Jack. So she's got a pretty good Hollywood career. I think I recognize her from Crazy Rich Asians.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Because I know that I saw her in something recent. Oh, maybe it says she's in Captain Marvel, so maybe I saw her in that as well.
Maybe
I recognize
I
it.
don't recall.
I just
her in
feel
that.
like have seen her in a franchise
you know.
recently. You know.
I recommended Fresh Meat to you years ago.
Yeah, I would be keen to watch that.
That is probably one of the best shows I've ever watched. It's so good. It's just a show about like kids our age, like growing up in like college and shit, and it's
A
such
British
an accurate
comedy,
show.
you speak of.
Yeah, it's got Joe Thomason, I think, who plays Simon on The Inbetweeners. It's got Jack Whitehall
cool.
in it, and a bunch of like just great actors in it. And yeah, it's a great show about it's about pretty much just like getting laid and drinking beer and just everything people do when they're our age. But that's another show I saw her in. Yeah, she was in. First time I saw her was in Wars of Mars, which is you'll see her in that again soon when you
Very
rewatch
excited.
it because you're,
Very
you're
excited.
close
I
to
think
it.
now I do. I think I do remember now because she's one of the crew, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
One of the
I
crew,
think I
yeah.
remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Look, I thought the movie was just not very good. I felt like Marvel needs to stop. They need to just end the MCU and do new shit and just focus on making a good movie. I just hate.
Well,
this
maybe we should stop supporting
set up
it.
stuff. You know.
We should also, it's funny because like they released that new Home Alone movie, Home Sweet Home Alone, and I want to watch it because I want to watch it with like you and the boys, maybe you, me, and Mitchell from the Mars and watch
I would
it.
watch it
Because we watch Home Alone every year.
Yeah,
We watch the first two.
Well, I was thinking we should do we'll do a segment of it in the Christmas episode.
Oh, for Home Alone? Or?
Yeah.
What when we see it with the orchestra?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we see it with the orchestra, WASO, West Australian Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah, baby.
But I thought maybe it'd be funny if like we watched the Home Sweet Home Alone, this awful reboot, remake. I don't know. But I don't want to support it because I'm like, don't. The thing is, every single time you click on it, every single time you pay for a ticket,
I know
shows that people wanna see
it makes them think that that's what we want.
So I never ever say this, but can you maybe download it? Home Sweet Home Alone.
We'll talk off camera.
Okay. Don't want to support it. I don't want to support it. Why give them a click?
Nah.
Why give them a click?
It's not worth it. Not worth it.
I'm so for.
Sends the wrong message.
So for like supporting everything, but not crap like that. Like, don't want to give them the click. Don't give them a click.
This is how I win.
At Disney right now.
This is how I win.
Hey, bro, they got the lawyers. They'll win every time. All right, Connor, you tell me about this Doctor Who birthday business. What's this topic?
Well, it's Doctor Who's birthday. It's 23rd.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice it's 23rd today.
Yeah, I
Congratulations.
know. We literally filmed the whole show yesterday and didn't bring it up once because we forgot.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
The
23rd
flux
today.
is coming.
Yeah, the flux is coming.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, it's Doctor Who's birthday. So
Doctor, we need you!
happy birthday.
The flux is coming.
Happy birthday, Doctor Who. It's 2 years to the day that we get a new Russell episode.
Wow.
That's so far
what
away.
is this then? The 58th anniversary today?
Yep.
Happy anniversary, Doctor Who.
I'm also 1 year away from Jodie's last episode. So
Wow.
we've only got 4 episodes left for Jodie, so we've got 2 more of the flux.
Sad.
Is it? Wait, no. There's 3 episodes next year. Sorry, we've got 5 episodes left. You're a sharp impression. We've got 5 episodes left for Jodie. We've got 2 of the flux, and there's 3 specials next year. There's a New Year special, I believe in Easter, and there's going to be a Centauri special, wherever the fuck it's called on
Centenary, yeah.
Centenary. Yeah.
That's great, Dan.
That's all he's going to say.
Oh, just it's
he
great.
just
Dan?
wanted to say it's great.
Yeah. It's weird. Like Jodie will be gone this time next year.
I feel so bad because this season really has like got me to fall in love more with Jodie.
And we
Whittaker.
say bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be sad to say goodbye, but I've loved this season. It's been
Well,
so fun. Dan is so great.
Don't hire Chris Chibnall to take over your show because he did an awful job until now.
Yeah.
With Peace and Love, like.
I think what's
Yeah, Dan is
almost
great, yeah.
worse is that he, by doing this season, it shows that he could have been good from the start.
Nice laptop,
Did he just choose not to? Like,
Yeah, I think he was very. I don't know. I think he was.
Thank you, Dan.
I hope Dan is going to be okay.
I think that he got very obsessed with his own ways and was like, "I want to do such a different thing," and it just didn't. It just didn't work. And you know what, Russell and Stephen, they obviously did different things, but it just worked. And I just think sometimes it doesn't work, you know. But it's nice to enjoy something that he's making. And even though we didn't really love episode 4, I still think the Flux is a really good season so far.
Yeah, that was a scary couple of hours.
Me finishing Flux.
it is a scary couple of hours. It's good. I like the series. It's
I
fun.
think it's really fun. Honestly, it's really fun.
I just, and I know you keep saying this and we all keep saying this, but I just wish that he was like this from the start, you know? It's
know,
so
it makes
cool.
you
It's so
question.
fun. Look, by the way, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm so happy to like.
What the hell
see this
happened?
season,
Like,
you
do you
know?
think like maybe he just like, because I heard he didn't read, he's like not reading like reviews. That was a great voice break. I heard he was not really like reading reviews and stuff and people's comments. So do you think maybe he just like was so tone deaf for it for like 2 seasons?
Maybe. I think he probably came in with too much confidence and didn't necessarily feel like he had to prove himself. I don't know.
That's
if I'm
a
just
really good
talking out
point,
my arse,
actually.
but
No, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
you know, I feel like, and look, you can criticize Steven for the same thing because I feel like Steven almost was the opposite, where he was trying too hard to do such a grand, massive story that I think it really worked in season 5, but in season 6 he just went overboard. You know,
100%, yeah.
so I think it's like you can see it exist in other showrunners. It's not just
But
unique to
even
Chim.
watching
but-
season 6 compared to even something like season 11, which is my least favorite season, it's like night and day. I would take season 6 over 11 any day of the week.
Yeah, 11
It's
is just
boring.
odd
It's
season.
so boring. It's just slow and dull, and it just like it's so
Yeah.
like, it's so just not my thing. I don't know, but this season is really good. So
You're doing it, mate.
you're doing it, mate. Yeah. I mean, hey, literally 2 years from today, when we sat down, sure, you, me, and Aiden, you know, God forbid, we're all still together.
Oh, dude, we'll peep that Russell special like it's
What if
fucking
we
nobody
wait like
business.
we did in the 50th?
I would, yes, of course we're going to do
over
that.
as well, because he's the only one that's
Well,
missing.
you know, it'll be the 10-year anniversary of when we did that.
Exactly, it will be, yeah.
Wow, man.
I don't know if my current house would be there then, or at least in our name, but we can still do it.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Imagine sitting up there and
60th.
well, you and me who stayed away.
Considering we did the considering we did the 50th together,
Yeah.
doing the 60th together, that'll be pretty baller.
Look how quickly years go by. It'll be the 60th.
I know, dude.
By tomorrow, you know.
Oh
Aiden
my
fell
god.
asleep and Declan, so
So that means it was 8 years ago today then that we did that.
fuck. Holy shit.
Wow. That's a real
It's so funny
throwback.
because today on Twitter I saw Catching Fire came out today 8 years ago.
Oh wow.
And that's the movie we watched on the 23rd.
On the same
just
day.
before we went
We
to go.
did,
and
didn't we?
You came to my house afterwards.
And I called it Catching Colds.
Catching Colds. That's such a classic on the
Yeah.
review you did. Remember we went to go see
Yeah,
Catching Fire that
Because
day?
everyone's sick of that movie.
Yeah. That's literally went to go see that movie that day, and when it came on Twitter, it's
Dude.
like 8 years ago today.
What a throwback.
Yeah, that's sad.
Back when COVID was just a twinkle in everyone's eye, you know?
Yeah. Aiden fell asleep and Declan did. I remember Aiden next day was like, you know, I fell
Yeah,
asleep.
dude,
'cause I
we were
didn't
the only
really-
ones
I wasn't
who
liking
barely
it.
managed to stay awake, and it was like,
I think I told a story before, but I remember finishing it, not liking it. By the way, I like the 50th now. I think it's good.
But that's the thing. I
But
mean,
I
you were
turn
so,
it around.
but you were so, your brain was probably so wrecked from
Dude,
staying up so late.
I remember turning around and Declan was asleep, Aiden was asleep, and it was just you, who I barely knew and
Yeah.
was not, with peace and love, was not a fan of you. And to turn around after the event had been planned by these two guys who I've spoken about this whole staying up thing for months, for the only guy to be awake to be you.
Daniel,
who
I can really only think of one way to answer this.
who I didn't like much. I will never forget your face. I remember turning around and being like, expecting to see Aiden and Declan staring back at me, and you just being like, the face you pulled, you're just like, and I was like,
Well, that's how I felt. I mean, I hadn't processed it yet. You know, I was still thinking about how I felt.
I remember starting it and it was dark, and then when it finished, the sun was rising. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that as well, actually.
And then we passed out.
And then we passed out while the sun was rising.
Yeah. I remember that day because like you afterwards, you thanked my mum like 10 times when you come over, even though you hadn't had any interactions until literally that moment.
I was trying to be
now-
polite. Good impression.
Now
you
my
know.
mum knows you like more than 8 years.
More
later.
than she should.
Surely, like, maybe it's 8 years later because like she knew you from like year 7, but like she's known you like
She
10
knew
years.
of me,
Yeah, and then like now it's been like you're just like your family now. Like my dad brings you up like your family all the time.
Oh, that's sweet.
They're like Conor and Leisha and Kim and Dan. He was there too. Like it's like you're like the family now. So yeah.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. You're just flattering me. Look at
I
you.
thank my parents. You know.
All right. Well, I say we finish this up with one last segment. Are you ready to tell us all about?
You ready to go Soho, Dan?
I am ready to go to go have one final night at Soho. Very fancy. What are we?
So you haven't seen it yet, have you?
No, I have not seen this movie.
Are you planning on seeing it this week or?
I don't know if I'll see it this week, but I am hoping to
Catch
see
it
it.
whilst it's still in theaters.
I know it's like gonna leave soon. I'll be fucked if I don't, but I want to see it.
So for context, our local cinema, they normally check on the app when the like movies have been out for a couple of weeks. So like we're doing like $8 member tickets and $11.50 non-member tickets.
Yes, yeah.
Which what they normally
so
do.
it's like cheaper if you have a discount.
What they
card,
normally do when the movie's nearing its like end of the cycle. So people who
or
like,
if no one's buying it.
People are like, oh, I was gonna see it, but maybe not. And they're like,
it's
oh,
like the
$11
the
tickets,
bargain
why not?
bin.
Yeah, the bargain bin before they get their last squeeze out of it. For last night in Soho, for some random reason, they had that deal for $9 member tickets and $11.50 tickets for non-members on the day it came out.
Literally, it started on
The
discount.
day.
That's so odd.
I've never in my life seen that.
I don't think I have either. I think the only thing
Ever.
I've ever seen that before is for like a kids movie, like Paw Patrol or something, you know. But I've never seen that for like a
That's unnecessary.
what should be, you know, egg. But I'm just saying, Edgar Wright, what should be a blockbuster movie, and it comes out on discount.
I know. Well, it came out like a month after the UK and the US. And, you know, Dylan messaged me like 2 weeks ago before I even saw it. And he's like, it's my least favorite Edgar Wright movie. And I remember thinking like, oh, that won't be me. Like, I'm sure there's a movie I like more from his like.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that to sound.
Wow.
I thought we could just.
I'm sure people
wouldn't
would
be in the mic and.
You're like about to die. No, I was just gonna say like, I'm sure there was movies from like his discography that I would like.
Well, no, discography is for music.
What's a film one?
Filmography
that I would like, you know, like less. But no, this is definitely my least favorite Edgar Wright movie by far. But
that's a shame.
Only because like it's funny because like me and Aiden, we kind of have a bit of a disagreement about this. Like I do feel like it was very like studio heavy, and I think that his directing style, although I agree with Aiden that it should change a little bit with film by film. I know like the Conor trilogy is very similar, that directing style, and Baby Driver was a little bit of the Conor trilogy and a little bit different, but it still was really well directed. This movie, the scenes in like the 60s and stuff, I think it was the 60s, was his normal style, I think. And then all the other scenes in like modern day Soho were very much just like standing out direction to the point where like you couldn't. If I just saw this movie about knowing it was an Edgar Wright movie, I wouldn't in a billion years bet it was an Edgar Wright movie.
Yeah, it doesn't stand out to you as being that. Yeah.
No, and I think the script was.
That's a shame.
Really,
because his movies are always so distinct, you know.
I know, and it really breaks my heart to say that it's the first Edgar Wright movie I've watched, and I haven't seen Scott Pilgrim, but I've seen every other one, and I've watched Space, by the way, which is his TV show, which is so good. Like honestly, Space is like and he's spoken about it many times. Like it's just a cheap TV show that they just wrote as mates, and Edgar Wright directed every episode. It's fucking perfect, and it's such a good example of what something we could do as like young filmmakers who have like no budget.
Yeah, I'm like the opposite of you. I've watched all of his films, but Space is the only thing I haven't watched. So,
and I think I don't know. I think he's done a few things before that, but I don't think they're available on like streaming. But
I see.
I think officially it starts with like Space.
his features. Yeah.
There's literally like 16 episodes I think of Space, and it's so good. It's really great. Like Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are both in it, and it's just like
Look, I mean,
really, really good.
I'm sympathetic to the fact that when you're doing a big studio movie, you got to please a lot of people. You know, you got to make it accessible to a lot of different, a large audience. But then you've also got to please the producers. There's also going to be a lot more people on set who are telling you how they want it done and what they want to achieve and all this stuff. So, look, do I wish that he pushed through and made his own film more? Not that I've seen it, yes, but
I think that you can definitely tell as well it's his first time directing a horror movie. It's technically a horror movie, Every single time people talk about it, they're like, I don't know if it is a horror or not, because it does really play with all different kinds of genres, like a mystery, a thriller.
So maybe
horror.
he's not too
You don't know what he's
comfortable
trying to go for.
doing horror. Yeah.
No, and I think you definitely can tell it's his like first horror movie. It's not even like a James Wan where it was just like so distinctly perfect with like a Conjuring type thing, you know, where it's just like, man, you know what you're doing with a horror movie. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you've seen people like Rachel Talalay when she did like, you know, just some horror in Doctor Who. Like she did like World Enough in Time and all that kind of thing. Like
Heaven Sent.
And like all that kind of thing. Like, yeah, she definitely played in some horror kind of genres and stuff, and I think she did it really well. I don't know. I just don't think it suits him very well, and the script was just bad, and I really dislike the ending a lot. There's a lot I like. All the scenes in the past they filmed were so beautiful, so well shot. I thought all the actors are brilliant. Anna's fantastic, and obviously Matt Smith was in it, which is great. But yeah, it's just sad. You know what? It's
That's
just
a shame.
It's kind of weird to see these filmmakers get so big that sometimes they make films like this. It's like I don't know if you saw all the guys from Always Sunny started a podcast.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
And their first episode, they talked about their pilot, like not the pilot that airs in season 1, like their pilot.
The one they shot before. Yeah.
It's actually, you might get offended by this, people who aren't really into dark jokes, but it's called like Charlie Gets Cancer.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like
really dark.
Like Charlie Day literally said like he literally wrote it on like a pad of paper.
I love
like,
it.
the script.
I love that.
Like, he's like still got it. When I look at like Edgar doing like Space with like Simon, and he writes it with the female actress who's in it. I'm sorry, I forgot her name. She's the woman who plays in Human Nature with David Tennant.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot her name. She's a brilliant actress.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah.
She co-writes it with Simon as well. And I look back at those days and I'm like, it's just hard, I think, when directors get a bit big, because I think it's hard for them not to take on projects without sometimes producers. Like it's hard when you get so big. Like, World's End is still my favorite Edgar Wright movie, because I do the 12 Pints of Christmas every year, or sometimes twice a year, with Christmas in July and Christmas and Boxing Day.
Of course.
So, yeah, 12 Pints of Christmas is my thing. So, gotta love World's End. But, yeah, I do miss the Conor trilogy days, but I understand why he wants to move on.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I get that you get to a point sometimes when it's like it's your job and you just got to show up and do it, even if it's not your creative. You know, I'm not saying he wasn't as passionate for this film, but you know, you might get to a point where you just do it to do it rather than, you know, do it with a burning passion. Maybe like some of his other projects, and you know, I obviously I want to see it before I pass my own judgment, but
definitely go see it. I 100% like it. I feel very similar to Last Night in Soho as I do to this week's episode of Doctor Who, which was Village of the Angels. So far from bad, but just not what I want it to be, and I am a bit disappointed.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I think you'll feel the exact same way.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I really hope you
that's the
don't,
truth.
but I think you will feel the same way, and it'll be interesting to talk to you about it.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
It wasn't no Edgar Wright movies. You always go and have a good time, like.
I know.
It just excites me with stuff like the Always Sunny boys and like Edgar Wright and stuff, where like with space and stuff, that we can write something one day and be like.
Of course, I mean it's
the fact that people did this with like such a low budget, and like even like Charlie Day writing the script on a bit of paper.
Yeah, like whenever I see episodes of Curb that
Curb is so
that
good.
aired back in the day, and it's like it's not hard to make a great show. You just need a good script and good actors.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
So
it do be like that.
But
well, I'm
and we say bye-bye.
Glad to hear that, and I will go see it, and hopefully you guys
definitely go see it. Definitely go see it.
But yeah, that's a shame to hear about Edgar. Hopefully the next one, eh?
Yeah.
It is what it is. All right, folks. Well, I think we can go ahead and call it a day there. What do you think?
Thank you. It was a great show, man. Thank you.
I think we did pretty good there. I think we got some things to be happy about. I think.
Awesome. So we'll see you next week, and we'll bring in Christmas stuff soon.
We'll see you guys next week, and yes, upcoming there will be Christmas special. So look forward to it.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.